The Daily Bugle's J. Jonah Jameson has revealed to the world that Peter Parker is Spider-Man and implicates him as the person who caused Mysterio's death and an alleged London mass casualty. He and Michelle Jones are forced to flee from the media and the police when a large number of nearby civilians begin to surround them. They return to May Parker and Happy Hogan, who reveal that they have broken up after hiding in Parker's apartment. The United States Department of Damage Control immediately takes them and Ned Leeds into their custody for questioning. Matt Murdock, who Parker hires to represent him, successfully negotiates the dismissal of his criminal charges. Parker makes a visit to the New York Sanctum and requests that Dr. Strange conceal Spider-Man's identity once more in order to get his friends into MIT. Strange tries to use the runes of Kafkol to cast a spell despite being warned not to by Wong. Parker, on the other hand, keeps changing the spell whenever he asks people close to him to be protected from its effects. Strange must contain the spell because it becomes unstable as a result. Parker is furiously kicked out of the Sanctum by Strange for not consulting college administrators prior to the meeting. Parker is directed to an administrator heading to the Alexander Hamilton Bridge in an effort to appeal Jones and Leeds' applications by contacting Flash Thompson, who was accepted to MIT. Dr. Octopus, who appears to know Parker personally, catches Parker by surprise. The Iron Spider armor's nanites are transferred onto Dr. Octopus's tentacles when he grabs him and rips off a piece. Dr. Octopus is unfamiliar with Spider-Man's face, so he attempts a second strike. With the help of the suit's nanites, Spider-Man then takes control of Dr. Octopus' tentacles and saves the MIT administrator from falling off the bridge. The administrator decides to help get him and his friends admitted out of gratitude. Dr. Octopus and Green Goblin attempt to attack Spider-Man when they arrive, but they are taken into the Sanctum, where Strange locks Dr. Octopus and Lizard up. He tells Parker that Dr. Octopus, Lizard, and the Green Goblin are not from this universe but from parallel realities in the multiverse. They were brought here by the failed spell because they know who Spider-Man is. Strange locks this spell in the mystical containment unit known as the Machina Decatavis in order to contain it. Parker receives a magic-based upgrade to his suit in exchange for his assistance in locating and apprehending these visitors. Spider-Man finds Electro outside the city with the assistance of Jones and Leeds. He attacks Spider-Man out of shock and wins, but Sandman steps in to protect the hero. Together, they cut the power lines, restoring Electro's entire body. Sandman believes that Spider-Man killed him when he is sent to the Sanctum, but he is also captured before he can respond. In another scene, Norman Osborn breaks his mask in an attempt to flee from his Green Goblin persona and seeks refuge in a FEAST facility. May helps Spider-Man locate Osborn, who he brings to the Sanctum with. Soon, Osborn, Dr. Octopus, and Electro realize that the spell brought them back to life and killed them. This means that if they went back home, they would die. Strange tells Spider-Man that the three of them are doomed to die fighting their own Spider-Man, which is why they're there. For the benefit of the larger multiverse, he plans to use the Machina to reverse the spell and return them to their fates. Spider-Man steals the Machina before Strange can use it, convinced that they can be cured of their antagonistic natures and spared death. Spider-Man is chased by Strange, who takes back his magic and sends him into the mirror dimension to get the Machina. Strange also tries to tell Spider-Man about the multiversal stakes that depend on the visitors being sent back. Spider-Man returns to the earthly plane after entangling Strange in a web matrix and stealing his sling ring. Before releasing the prisoners from their confinement, he hands Leeds the ring and Jones the Machina. Spider-Man tries to treat the multiversal refugees by taking them to Hogan's condo. He starts with Dr. Octopus and uses a Stark Industries fabricator to create a new inhibitor chip for his tentacles and get him back to using his higher brain functions. In addition, Electro is fitted with an energy siphon that is intended to extract his powers. However, the Green Goblin assumes Osborn's body and convinces Electro to remove the siphon before it can fully impair Osborn's abilities. He takes a stolen arc reactor and uses its power to drive Octavius out of the building. Electro, Lizard, and Sandman get away, and Green Goblin attacks Spider-Man and knocks him to the ground floor. May administers an ineffective antidote to Green Goblin while she is outside. Green Goblin throws 2 pumpkin bombs after striking May with his Goblin glider. Spider-Man is unable to stop them, and they explode in close proximity. May is discovered by Spider-Man among the debris. May instructs her nephew that with great power comes great responsibility, despite the fact that she was unaware that she had sustained serious injuries, and urges him not to give up on helping others. Spider-Man tries to save May, who dies in front of him, but to no avail as DODC officers surround them. Authorities immediately apprehend Hogan when he arrives on the scene. Spider-Man flees in grief, his guilt growing as Jameson's gaslighting coverage of the attack intensifies. Following Spider-Man's silence, Jones becomes increasingly concerned and prepares to activate the machina. However, Leeds accidentally opens a portal using the sling ring. They attempt to locate Spider-Man and call him over when they spot what appears to be their Spider-Man on the other side of the portal. But they quickly realize that this Spider-Man is not theirs, rather, it is a Spider-Man from another universe who has previously fought Electro and the Lizard. Leeds tries once more, but he has summoned yet another alternate Peter Parker, who has previously fought Octavius, the Sandman, and the Green Goblin. When the group finally locates their Spider-Man by himself on top of Midtown, they try to console him about May, but he is too upset about his errors to even care. The other two Parkers begin to talk about their own personal experiences of loss and bitterness to help him cope and realize that he is not alone before he can use the machina to... The determined Spider-Man then makes the choice to carry out his original plan, heal the bad guys. The Parkers, Jones, and Leeds then flee to a Midtown classroom laboratory to develop the antidote. Green Goblin's anti-serum is created by Osborn's Parker, Electro's antidote is made by Electro's Parker, and Sandman and Electro's cures are made by Spider-Man. After that, Leeds uses a portal to take them to the Statue of Liberty while Jones and he remain in the lab. Utilizing the machina as a lure, Spider-Man calls the Daily Bugle to announce his presence to Lizard, Electro, and Sandman. The three Spider-Men on the scaffolding are attacked when they arrive. The inability of the Web-Slingers to work together effectively makes it simple for their foes to defeat them. The three use aliases, Osborn's Peter-Man as Peter 2, Electro's Peter-Man as Peter 3, and Spider-Man as Peter 1. They decide to fight each enemy individually, starting with Sandman. Peter 3 holds Lizard in check, takes Sandman's cure, gives it to Peter 1, who then gives it to Peter 2, allowing Marco to be defeated. Due to Electro's increased power from the energy source, the three Spider-Men attempt to seize the arc reactor from him, but he defeats them. Peter 1 was forced to leave and fight Lizard when he broke free and attacked Jones and Leeds in the lab. Peter 1 coerces Lizard into opening a bottle containing the antidote that transforms him into Kurt Connors, a human, with the assistance of Leeds and his sling ring. Strange is brought to the battlefield by Leeds by accident, and when he sees Connors, he realizes that Peter 1's pacifist plan is working. Strange returns Leeds with the machina and sling ring. Peter 1 alone confronts Green Goblin as dawn breaks. He beats him viciously out of vengeance and tries to kill him with his glider, but Peter 2 stops him. However, as a result, Green Goblin could still stab him in the back. Peter 1 receives the antiserum from Peter 3, enabling him to save Osborn from the Green Goblin. He realizes the extent of the harm he had done when he observes Peter 2's non-fatal injury. Strange tries to keep the universe's rifts together, where aliens are preparing to enter this reality. To remedy the situation, Peter 1 orders him to cast a brand new spell that will make everyone forget who he is. Following that, Peter 1 is embraced by his alternate selves, who encourage him to carry on as Spider-Man. Peter 2, Peter 3, Dylan, Octavius, Osborn, Marco, and Connors are successfully transported back to their original universes after Strange uses the new spell to repair the rifts. After a few weeks, the holidays have arrived. After being reminded of Jones' wounds, Parker decides not to reconnect with his MIT-bound friends. Hogan, who is also a stranger to him now, joins him as he pays his respects at May's grave. Parker moves into a new apartment alone and begins studying for his GED in an effort to continue his new life. In honor of May's mantra of community service and responsibility, he stitches together a simpler suit after being informed of criminal activity on his phone. He then resumes his heroics as Spider-Man unabated.